Hey there, welcome to the Intelligent Founder podcast. We're here to chat with some super intelligent and savvy entrepreneurs and business leaders who have built amazing companies using their big brain and strategic thinking. Hello again. Today, I am really happy to meet with my good friend, Fran Guillén. He is a general manager and investor of PlusVitech and a Spain-based company developing treatment for cancer. Fran is a computer engineer and has 15 years of experience launching and developing amazing projects. And recently, Fran has published his book called Paso de Gigante, sorry for my Spanish, a fable about entrepreneurship. Fran has won the biggest hackathon in history called EU versus Virus, organized by the European Commission, as well as he is a winner of the startup competition of the World Business Angel Investment Forum in 2020. By the way, today, he is a senator and my colleague in World Business Angel Investment Forum. As a serial entrepreneur, Fran has founded several companies throughout his life, and currently he is the director of Impulsame, a business accelerator program in Spain. Fran is the author of the podcast Accelerando Empresas and also an advisor and investor in several startups like Opposite Torres, Brio Agro, Incrementa, and more. So, please meet Fran.
Hello.
Hi. Hello, Fran. Good to see you. Good to have you on my podcast.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your coming here because it's amazing. I know how you are a busy guy, but I like to talk to you all the time. I like how you smile. So talking to you just improve lives and create excitement. Thank you very much, Fran, for coming to my podcast.
It's a total pleasure. Thank you very much, Leon, my friend. It's a real dream to talk with you and to talk with about this kind of things, this kind of projects that make life like an exciting trip.
Amazing. As I understand, we will talk today about your new company that you joined. And I'm just interested. You manage accelerator. You investor, you have several startups. And suddenly, you somehow entered into startups like a general manager and start to manage startup which you invested in. I know another guy, Elon Musk, did the same. So, tell us more. Tell me more. How did it happen?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Leon, as you know, this project changed my life because I'm a serial entrepreneur, serial investor, and all these kind of things. But like 5 years ago, I met one guy, medical doctor, physician, that told me a story in a winter night, very cold in Sevilla, in Spain, that break just all the barriers in my head about what can be done in the health sector. Because this guy discovered, and that told me that night, discovered one particular treatment that is currently approved, but not for cancer disease. And he discovered how to use for cancer in a spectacular way with the cases in advanced stages that are like miracles. Okay, So from that moment, I said, oh my God, I had to make a decision now, because with this information that came to me, you only have two choices. So say, hey, okay, good luck, but I'm still part of the problem, or okay, I'm going to try to help you with all of my capabilities, So I started investing, helped to collect other investors, friends, business angels, some funds, and of course, helping with the management part, because, normally physicians, doctors are, really, really good in science, but the business part is another thing, okay? They have to be careful. And that's my role here. And today, talking with you is a pleasure to transmit this information to other people, and let's see if they can help us also in this mission that is really exciting.
Wow, fantastic. So, as I understand, you joined this company, and what did make you so much excited at this company? I know you plan to make some presentation, and today you are behind raising new round for this company. But really, what did make excited?
Sure. I think, to be honest, this is like some thoughts that previously I share with other people when they also knew this information, this project, because at the end of the day we are humans, So cancer is so terrible. We, in some way or another, experience some bad processes with cancer, with families or friends. So when I met him and he told me that kind of things, the first thought was, wow, I think I met. That night I told to my wife very, very late at night when I came home to say, wow, I think I met the guy who knew how to cure cancer. It's like maybe it's like too much, but it's the first thought that you have, or maybe in the future I have cancer, or some of my relatives. So at least I have the his phone number, So it was like, oh my God, this is something unique. And then, of course, I saw the evidences. Okay, so I'm not an expert. By the way, I'm not a scientist. I'm not the only engineer. But I have a lot of friends that are in science. Actually, my sister is a doctor in biotechnology. So I presented the evidences to her, and with so particular evidences, even in humans, is something that you can't say. At least I couldn't say no. So that's for me the reason behind all of this.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm eager to learn about your company. So could you share the screen and give some presentation, pitch, you name it?
Yeah. So do you know that one out of three people will suffer from cancer, according to the World Health Organization? It's terrible, because not only general cancer, we are talking specifically in lung cancer. More than 2 million people suffer from lung cancer every year, and only 80% of them, less than 20% of them, survive. And clearly, that is because current treatments are not enough, are not effective in the long term for several types of cancer, and also because they have dangerous side effects. You all know about chemotherapy, of course, surgery and radio, but chemotherapy at current drugs are very toxic, so it's a terrible problem. So in this lung cancer area, almost all the majority of the lung cancers are not specifically non-small cell lung cancer, and the current drugs for this type of cancer are not enough. As I said, the chemotherapy and even immunotherapy are not good enough because they are not effective and also toxic, okay? So the quality of life of the patients are not too good, okay? But then, as I said before, my partner, Dr. Vicente Salinas, discovered, working hospitals for 20 years, he discovered that we can use a mechanism of action. We call this EBT1 drug to affect this mechanism of action. And this, like here, this is a very simplified scheme, but this is the tumor cell that have a specific receptor called neurokinin 1, and this receptor is overactivated when the tumor grows. Our tumor is growing, it's very, very activated, it's very intensive with the substance P that is the activator. But the idea here is to block this receptor with an antagonist, okay? We used an antagonist called aprepitant. It's a well-known antiemetic, but it's a antiemetic use only. So now it's approved only as a side effect treatment for chemotherapy, treatment. Side effects is like nausea, vomiting, and this kind of things. So this is antiemetic, and it's not approved for cancer treatment, only for the side effects of the chemo. So it's funny because we use a drug to treat cancer that isn't only approved to the side effects of the other cancer treatments. But the thing is that it works. It works. We need much higher dose and specific ways to deliver this drug to the patients, but the results are really amazing. So we are repurposing this drug, it's an oral drug, by the way, to treat cancer. And this drug is already approved in the FDA, EMA, other regulatory agencies as a low-dose antiemetic. But as I said, we are repositioning at a much higher dose for cancer with a specific pathway called 505B2, that is an accelerated procedure for this kind of treatments. And the effects are amazing. These are only two examples of results that we have in vitro at the left and in vivo at the right with mice, and the reductions you can see is huge. But we are not only talk about results in vitro or in vivo, but also we talk about results in humans. And this is a specific case of a terminal non-small cell lung cancer patient, stage 4, so it's last stage with no other options for him. And you can see the big tumor in the left lung. And after only 4 months with our treatment, we have a complete remission with this patient. This final, which is only the scarf, and this patient is still alive. So we have results in humans because we can deliver the current drug to this patient in off-label treatments, off-label compassionate use, and not only in lung cancer, also in breast cancer and other types are really effective, even in metastatic stages. So all is good news, but we still need something. Why? Because we need a new formulation. The formulation that is currently approved is not enough for cancer treatment in a proper way, okay? Because it has a low bioavailability profile and poor pharmacokinetics. So you need too many capsules, an insane amount of capsules every day to treat these patients properly. So no agency gonna approve that. No, it's not affordable, it's crazy. So we need a new one. But the problem is that the characteristic of the API, of the active principle, is ingredient is too much complex to formulate better than the current version. So we've been talking with a lot of formulation experts worldwide, and no one could develop a better formulation than the currently approved and in the market. So, because we need a more efficacy drug, So after years talking with them, trying to experimenting the most advanced technologies, no one could do that until last year. Last year, November, we met a company that are really specialists in nanotechnology, and with nanotechnology, we can reduce the sample, reduce the molecules, and the drug is much more effective, and you can deliver much more quantity of drug, more dose in the same capsule format. So that's really, really good news in two ways, because we can deliver the drug in a much better way than the current form, and the regulator is going to see much better to approve that, but also at the same time protects better what we have done, okay? Because not only we have the patents for indication for this kind of tumors, but also we have the formulation patents and also its trade secrets. So we have the methods of use and also the new composition, and also, but not today, we'll take another 20 minutes for this. We have developed a companion diagnostic test with liquid samples, liquid biopsy, to test if by blood the evolution of the treatment and the evolution of the patient. Okay, so we can adjust, helping the physicians with a software platform that we have developed to adjust the quantity of drug that you need in every stage of the treatment, and depending of the tumor, depending of the patient, the biomarkers that we have in this companion diagnostic test, the software platform based on our past evidences with our treatments. Of course, we have a freedom to operate by our patent attorneys from London, one of the best in Europe for biotech companies called J. Kemp. And now we are running a phase 2 clinical trial. We are running a phase 2 clinical trial in Turkey with prestigious Turkish hospitals with 24 terminal non-small cell lung cancer patients. As I said, it's the most typical lung cancer, and they are terminal. So it's the last stage because this treatment is so effective that we can position it in the last stages. That's a very, very interesting opportunity in the sense of business and also for patients. With 2 prestigious CROs, those are contract research organizations are in Turkey and also in Spain, supervising all the process. The business model here is typical like other startups in pharma industry and biotech, licensing and partnership to a big pharma. We have the best expert that we know, very, very well known in Europe for this kind of deals. Is Dr. John Lander, joined the company several months ago, worked like 15 years in Roche in oncology and also PharmaMar, and make like thousands of deals with the startups with this kind of technologies. Now is starting to explore possible licensing agreements because, in his opinion, we can do that in the next year or less than 2 years. So we are very near, in his opinion, to that huge success as an upfront plus royalties agreement. And it's also a very good opportunity for investors because we can have a window to exit very, very soon in, as I said, less than 2 years. As you know, the deals in cancer are huge in terms of small molecules. You know, that's some examples of Pfizer and Roche acquisitions and licenses as upfront and projected deal values are mind-blowing. But let's pass this information. This is an exit case, also a very, very interesting case of a company from Switzerland that repositioned a drug called clarithromycin, and also an oral drug, but they repurposed for rare disease, and they reached phase 2 trial that we are. And then after 1 year, the company was sold to Merck. So it's also a huge success, a comparable case that we said in the business startup world. So until now, we have received like about 3 million between private investors and also grants and public funding, financing. The company was launched like 10 years ago. A lot of experiments and patents were done in that period. And now we are running a phase 2 clinical trial, as I said, and at the same time we are developing the new formulation with nanotechnology and the companion diagnostic test. And with this information, as I said, our advisor is pretty sure that we can have a very good deal licensing that and going to the next stage with the help of a big pharma company, or even selling all this technology to them and then they're gonna go ahead alone. The team is fantastic, but what can I say? We have a company based in Spain, but also a subsidiary company in Boston, Delaware, and the headquarters in Boston, and companies in Delaware, typical structure. Vicente Salinas is here, the founder, medical doctor, specialist in pathology in cancer. And also, I have a background as a serial entrepreneur, angel investors, WBAF, that you mentioned. Carmen Lara is also the manager of the company. Maria, PhD in biotechnology, in vitro, in vivo, and diagnostic techniques. Guillermo, CFO with a lot of experience in finance. Diego, physician too. We have a very good team. But for me, the most exciting part of this screen is the advisory boards and the key pioneer leaders that we have. Gary Sigler, by the way, is one of them. Is the former vice president of the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, that it's the most important institution of cancer in the world. Also, Sahil Lasin from Turkey is an oncology very well known, former MD Anderson. In the advisory board, we have also Prashu Misra, National Cancer Institute, and Genentech and Roche. Tatiana worked for more than 10 years for Novartis as executive. Also, the former director of innovation Roche Diagnostics in Spain is in our board. So it's a lot of people that are really endorse this technology and this project. So I'm really thankful to them for that. And also, at the same time, we have a very good partners from all over the world in terms of CROs, scientific, regulatory, and legal patents. But I have to say that this year we won one of the most important accelerators in biotech in Europe, in Spain, called Access Health. And also we just entered in the program of Mass Challenge Accelerator, one of the most important ones in Boston. Future developments, of course, as I said, we have this precision medicine system. It's a complementary technology. It's not the main projects, the new formulation of the drug approved for cancer, but this is a very good way to complement that for helping physicians in the day-to-day. And also, of course, we are still looking for ways to accelerate the project to go in parallel with a pipeline of breast cancer, lymphoma, osteosarcoma, and other treatments that we have pretty good evidences of effectiveness, even in human patients too. So that is, in a nutshell, the project, Leon, and that's my contact details. So you can have any questions, can write me or send me an email directly. We are now raising a new investment round, by the way, to go for this next 1-2 years. With these final steps of the phase 2 trial and the nanotechnology for new formulation. And after that, as I said, we'll probably have a window to exit for the investors pretty soon.
Wow, fantastic. So, amazing lineup of professionals I see there. That's something, really.
Thank you. I think so too.
Yeah.
Took a lot of years to convince so very good people, because they are very busy people, and a lot of projects are they received a lot of proposals, but we are very happy.
Let me understand better. So today you are focusing on one of the most aggressive cancers, lung cancer, and you're going to make the drug specifically for this. And what kind of risks investor could expect? Because you are in the middle or beginning of phase 2, and it's not approved yet. So what kind of risks we can expect?
Very good question, Leo. A lot of things could happen in a company, in a startup, as you know. But I think in this particular situation, we are in a pretty, I don't know if safe is the word, but it's not too risky position at other companies in this sector, because pharma and biotech normally don't have a market risk, because if you have something that really cures cancer or any other disease, or even not cure or only improves in a way, you don't have probably any market risk if you have the proper channels and a big pharma behind you, these kind of things. Of course, it's much difficult if you go alone, but it's not a demand problem. It's like the most common problem in other startups, in other sectors, not in health normally. So that's it. That's not the case here. Of course, the case of risk is about the results of this phase 2 trial and the success in the formulation, okay, in the new formulation. But for that, I have two answers. They're pretty straightforward for me. One is that we have done this before in terms of effectiveness. Okay, this phase 2 is to prove the effectiveness in a proper clinical trial environment way, regulatory official way. But we have done before with people that suffer from this exactly profile and tumor and stage. So it's not like when you are trying to launch something from scratch. Okay, when you are trying to approve, a peptide or a drug that it's the first time in the history that never somebody took it. Okay, so we have this evidence. So we know what's gonna happen. Okay, and we know because we tried before. Okay, and that's it. So for me, that's the answer for the effectiveness risk. And the other part is the nanotechnology. Actually, I'm pretty sure that this is the greatest way in history that no one couldn't develop something like that. We found the only way that expert opinions that said, and we have simulations that are really encouraging. Okay, so they are very, very good at what we are, and they only did that. They do that only in one facilities in the world, one country in Europe, and they are all patented and trade secret protected. Okay, yeah. So I think that they are very low risk in that two sense. But of course, you are right. All the projects are some kind of risk. We are not in the market yet. As all the companies in start mode. But it's not normal, if I may say, that one company alone, with the money that we had raised in Spain, reached so advanced point in the development of a new treatment. So, as I said again, I think the next few months, even next year, gonna be very, very exciting in terms of possible exit and success of the company.
What have a talk with all your potential customers? What's their feedback?
Well, the potential customers, you are saying about
big pharma.
Big pharma. Okay. I was thinking more about patients or physicians. Big pharma. Yeah. We have a letter of interest of some of them. We talked with them in the past, but we took it alone. Okay, so it's not the proper way to go, but still have a very I'm very excited about this. This process was like 2-3 years ago, and now we are restarting this process, but with professionals. Okay, that's like why we count with this expert, George Lander. As I said, he's very optimistic about the situation of the company. Even if we don't go so far with this next 1-2 year, it's still enough. He said, if we have some evidence in these first patients, this POC of the nanotechnology formulation. So yeah, I think that he said, Josh said that normally he received like 1 or 2 calls per week from big pharmas asking for new products in oncology, because the pipelines of the companies that are public it's a crazy race. They have to always present new things to maintain the position in the stock market. So yeah, I think that they have generally very good interest in this kind of treatments. It's not my opinion; it's the opinion of one guy that made dozens of deals like this. This is a really, really good opportunity. And as I said, some of them we touched this contact years ago. I'm very, very interested. But of course, they in that moment ask for more data or information. Now we are starting to this point of interest.
Okay. Very, very nice. And now we're going to wrap up soon. Yeah. Could you just remind in a couple of sentences, just in 1 minute, all our audience, just very briefly, exactly, like elevator pitch. Could you make it?
Sure. Yeah. PlusVitech is repurposing a drug for cancer treatment in late stage. We have evidences of effectiveness of total remission in very difficult cases in humans. We are developing a new kind of formulation and a phase 2 clinical trial that could make an exit in the next 2 years for investors.
Wow, amazing. So it looks like amazing opportunity for investors because you are quite advanced. At the same time, you still approximately low valuation. And I consider this like amazing opportunity. Thank you, Fran. So we were happy to meet with Fran Guillen, General Manager of one of the most advanced and in its stage, most advanced pharmaceutical company, startup. And thank you, Fran.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hope, and I wish you huge success, because I think this is what I'm doing is, and I don't know, you can help so many people. That's amazing. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much again. Very, very exciting to talk with you again. I'm more than happy to explain or to meet with people that can help us in one way or other to save patients from this terrible.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.